what I want to do is talk about some of these water filters I've got right here and what some of these will do. I've got some websites pulled up with the specs for these. And I've also got a couple that I don't have that I'm thinking about getting or, want to get in the future. It's kind of on my list. But with this, I suppose let me put this on full screen, get my mug off of here. And then we'll talk about this first one right here. We'll just go with this, and hopefully I can keep all of this stuff in order. This is a Berkey Sport. This is a pretty cool water filter, and I'll open this up and show you, and then I'll pull up the website. But basically, this water filter's got this filter, and I thought this was some sort of activated carbon filter, but it's not. This water bottle is probably going to go in my get home bag, my EDC stuff, because I don't care about the EDC being a stainless steel bottle or anything like that. A plastic bottle is going to be just fine. And because this filters out so much stuff, I think it'll be perfect for an EDC. Let me pull up this website if I can find it here. Berkey's website. All right, so, and we'll talk about the big Berkey while we're here on this website as well. This is one that I've got a couple options for this. Everybody in the preparedness community loves the Berkeys. I mean, the Berkey is the go-to prepper water filter. If you've got the money for it, go for it. It's a great filter. It filters out so much as far as it. I mean, it's head and shoulders above almost every water filter out there. The closest that I've come to it is this water filter, this Hydro Blue Jerrycan water filter, and I'll go through this as well. But the big Berkey is just a fantastic filter. Filter system, something you can put on your counter. They've got a bunch of different sizes. They've got the travel Berkey. They've got this Berkey Light. They are a little bit expensive, but it's the filters themselves. I'll get to this water bottle here in a second. But the filters themselves are what are expensive. The black Berkey filters, and they've also got fluoride and arsenic reduction filters. So, but the filters are amazing. The thing that I like about Berkey as well is they've got so much information about what theirs will and will not do. If you have any questions about will it get this or will it get that, the odds are you can find yourself that information from Berkey, because they just publish a lot of that. Another cool thing about Berkey is if their filters won't do something, they're going to let you know. There was a situation, I don't know, a couple years ago, I can't remember where it was, but they were talking about, they had to put out a thing saying, hey, our filters will not get this, so don't depend on them for this. So pretty cool from Berkey. I'll go through what those filters get out real quick after I get this. I just wanted to show what this filter does. So this Berkey Sport, 46 bucks. It's a little bit expensive, but it's for what it does. I think it's a really good filter, much better than the Sawyer and those filters that'll get the Jardian cryptosporidium and stuff. Purifies 110 gallons of tap water, or 27.5 gallons of untreated questionable water. I don't know about, dipping this into a lake unless it's pretty clear water, because you've got that gunk and all that stuff that could get in there. So again, with the pre-filtering thing, it's going to be a lot better than a Sawyer Mini. So the Berkey, actually right here, it says, I believe, no, this is where it says, the ionic absorption microfiltration system. I'm not quite sure what that is. It's not the activated carbon. It's not the Kevin might know in the chat. It's not the hollow fiber. But Lisa said when she bought these, this little Berkey Sport, they were 20 bucks. Now they're 47. Yeah, everything went up. But it says here, this advanced technology was developed, refined, and proven through diligent and investigative research and testing performance and water purification specialists, blah, blah, blah. The media within the filter elements remove contaminants from the surface by a surface phenomenon called absorption. So with this, it removes harmful microscopic pathogens. I'm not going to read these other things on here. I've got the links to this in the description below, as well as I'll put them on the show notes for the podcast. Toxic chemicals, trihalomethylene, VOCs, volatile organic compounds, pharmaceuticals, pesticides, herbicides, petroleum products, heavy metals, and unpleasant taste and odorness, cloudiness, silt, chlorine, all that stuff. So with that, basically it's, you know, reading that, you could probably just, you know, dip it into a body of water, a river or something like that. And as long as it was fairly clear, you would be fine. But a pretty cool filter altogether, I think. And Lisa got this as a set of 2. And I don't know, Lisa, was that, were they $20 a piece or was it $20 for 2 of them? The other thing, we've had these for about 5 years. I don't know that maybe these were like the first model, like a prototype or something, because these don't have the branding or anything on them. And I know they're Berkey, but they don't have any of that stuff on them. So, and they're not a knockoff. I know for sure it's not a knockoff. All right. So next here, let me see what I've got on my list. I did talk about, oh, before I do this, let me get back over here, and I want to go through what the big Berkey will filter out. So let me get to the replacement filters, and we'll just see if it tells us here what it will filter out. Viruses, pathogens, bacteria, cysts, parasites, trithemal, whatever that word is again, radiologicals, and inorganic materials. So these, and there's so much that these filters do that I'm not going to get into all of it. And they've got a PDF and stuff that it just goes way down the rabbit hole with all of this stuff. These Berkey filters, let me see if it says here, I believe, I don't know where it is, how much they filter. But you are going to need to replace these. And these are, purifies up to 6,000 gallons per pair. So 6,000 gallons with something that you keep on your kitchen sink, they're going to last you quite a while. But like I said, they are pretty expensive. Now, one thing I've thought about was let me full screen this and I'll show you. This looks pretty cool. If I can, yeah, we'll put it right here. A DIY, this is something I'm going to try. A DIY Berkey 5-gallon bucket system. This, you think about what it would cost for the Berkey bucket, and then you've got the spigot or whatever that's called right there. You've got that, and then you've got these water filters. I don't know where he found these. These are not the big Berkey filters because that says $53. Big Berkey filters are a lot more expensive than that. But maybe the knockoff filters are just as good. I don't know. But at any rate, let me fast forward to this to where he's got this set up. And then maybe move this so you can actually see the whole picture here. But this would be kind of a cool idea to get this sort of setup going. And this is something I do want to try. You are going to be paying that $150 for the filter. But when you're thinking about the filters itself, and you've got the price of a Berkey is anywhere between $300 and $400, you know, you can save quite a bit of money. It's not going to look as pretty. I don't know that Lisa would allow me to put something like that on the kitchen counter full time. I'd have to maybe figure out a case for it or someplace to hide it, where, you know, something like that. But I don't think she'd like too much with that sitting on the counter of the kitchen all the time. But I'll tell you what, in an emergency situation, it'd be a fantastic filter to have. All right, so let me see. Lisa said in the chat those things were $20 a piece. That doesn't really matter anymore because because they're not anymore. All right, so the next one I've got here is this. I want to talk about this Versaflow and this Sawyer Mini together. I'll move this out of the way. This Versaflow, these two filters are basically identical. And I'll pull up the website here in a second. But these two filters are basically identical as far as what they do and how much they filter out. Let me move my microphone so you can hear me. As far as how much they do and how much they filter out. What I like about this Hydro Blue one, and this is the set, but this is to set this up, and it's got the hose on the back. You can set this up with a 5-gallon bucket. So you get the drill bit and you can hook this up to a 5-gallon bucket. You take this hose on the back, throw that on there, and you can use this inline for, you know, water. So that is pretty cool. I know there are other things you can do. You can do the same thing with this. The one drawback that I've heard about the Hydro Blue, the Versaflow versus the Sawyer Mini, is that when you hook this up to a 2-liter water bottle or a 1-liter water bottle, it's really tough to get really tight, and it leaks a little bit. So I don't know about, you're trying to get clean water. You don't want that dirty water coming out while you're trying to drink out of it. But again, virtually identical. Let me go to the website here. So first we'll start with the Versaflow, and then we'll go to the Sawyers. Into the Wilderness said, let me move my microphone here. Into the Wilderness said, the Sawyer Minis or the Sawyers are my go-to. Just finished the section hike at the AT with that an inline Sawyer and Mini and my Camelback. Yeah, if like I said earlier, if that's all you need it for is that high crunchy stuff, I think the Sawyer Mini is fantastic. Sawyer Mini is what I'm going to keep in my bug out bag because, and a couple other things, because it's just it's a size type thing, and as long as you have water with you, you're thinking about 3 days, it shouldn't be that big of an issue. But the Versaflow, basically, this is identical to the Sawyer Mini. Like I said, it's lightweight. Let me see where it says it here. Every filter is built exceeding standards that exceeds EPA standards for filtration. The Versaflow has many tiny tubes called hollow fiber. Hollow fiber works through, we all know that, blocks 99% of harmful bacteria, Giardia, E. coli, Cryptosporidium, protozoan cysts. All these organisms are too large to fit through that 1 micron hole. So these, like I said, the same as the Sawyer Mini. The one thing that there's another one too that I wanted to talk about with these that's kind of the same thing that I think I'm going to get, but the Sawyer Mini, and Sawyer's got a bunch of different products as well, but this one, same exact thing, the 0.1 micron absolute inline filter. Versaflow and Sawyer are both, I know a lot of people haven't really heard of Hydro Blue, but they are the two, leaders. There's Catadyne and stuff like that. But for this type of filter, these are the two. I don't want to say the leaders, but they're up there. Hydro Blue is a pretty reputable company, is what my whole point is. But with this, I think I was talking about how having a Sawyer in your bug out bag. This one right here, I've been looking at, and I want to do a little bit more research. But this is the Catadyne Be Free. And it's a 1-liter bag, and it's a 0.1 micron in size filter. The reason that I like this, and I don't know if they have a picture. Yeah, this one kind of shows it. This little bag that it's got on it is like a rubberized neoprene. I don't know exactly what it is, but it scrunches down, and you can take that lid off. It stores really, really easily. I don't know if they've got a picture of... I'm not going to play that video because it's going to do some crazy stuff. But the filter, you can see right here, the filter is right at the top of the cap. This, to me, would be pretty cool because these Sawyers, those bags right there, are just junk. If you squeeze them too hard, they'll pop on you, and they kind of crinkle when they roll up. So not the there's plenty of other bags. Get a Camelback bag or something like that. So. Kevin said in the chat, save your money, don't buy a Sawyer, but the Catadyne tablets and quality filter purify for your needs and your environment. Yeah. Well, and on that a little bit, I mean, I don't know, because Catadynes are fantastic, but they are $100 and some. So when you're talking about the things that they get out, the Cryptosporidiums and all that stuff, granted it's got the hollow fiber and the carbon filter, charcoal, the activated carbon filter. But for the price you'll pay for something like that, I just don't know that I wouldn't spend it on, something like this or even this, which I'm going to get to in a little bit, that filters out a lot of other stuff. And that's from a prepper perspective, not a sort of kind of like I'm sure what Kevin's perspective is. But I'm talking from a disaster situation, dirty, nasty water type situation, and not being I'm not going to be up in the mountains. So, I may be outside of the city and all that, but I'm not going to be up in the mountains. And where I am, not, no waterfalls and gushing and raging streams and anything like that. So, but at any rate, this Katadyn looks pretty cool, compact. I've read some good stuff about it. I just do need to do a little bit more research, but it looks pretty damn cool. So let's go back to this real quick. I want to talk about this Seychelles filter right here. And I just recently got this to do a review on. They just recently got in touch with me. I haven't done a review on this because I still have a few questions. This filter, it says it filters out radiological contaminants, and I will get on the website and show you what exactly all of those are. It doesn't exactly, well, it does say it in here, what they are. Radon 222, gross beta, alpha radium 226, uranium, and cesium 134 and 137. This is, I think it's, I'll get on the website and show you, tell you, but I think it's about 250 gallons. This filter right here, and it just comes off of the bottom right here, and you can get replacement filters for this. But this filter right here, if something, say you live by a nuclear power plant, or maybe, bombs start falling in Ukraine and Europe and all that, and everything, you saw how Fukushima kind of affected us on the coast a little bit here. If something bigger than that happened, we'd have to worry about that. So that's why I've been interested recently in these radiological filters, and I got a hold of Seychelles, I don't know how you say that, but they sent me this one. The one thing on this, and I'll pull up this website here real quick. The one thing on this, and this is all of their products. And I might be in the market for one of these pitchers as well, because it's the same, it's got the same type of thing. But these radiological filters, this one that I have with this yellow filter is for, let me see if this is the right, I'm trying to see. One of them is for water consumed away from home, and one of them is for like city water. I reached out to them to find out about well water. Does that, is well water, along the same lines as the pre-treated city water type stuff, but, and not backcountry water. This filter right here, I believe, like I said, I've got the links below in the description, but one of them is for that outdoor use, and one of them is for, that in your home type situation. So you're filling up the water bottle before you take off going for a hike or anything like that. But this looks pretty cool. The one thing that I really want to get is one of these pictures, and I know every time Lisa watches one of these shows, I'm building up my my Christmas list. But this is kind of cool. This water filter. I don't know that on a daily basis I'd be using this because trying to see here, filters up to 150 gallons. So after 150 gallons, you're buying another filter for this. And they're $50 a piece. That's not a whole lot of water. So this would be something maybe I would put, I don't know, maybe one of these smaller filters or something else that filtered a lot more water. But save this one for if that situation, sort of an emergency filter. This Rad Advanced, this is what I was talking about. This Rad Advanced is one that can be taken out if, it's sort of a bug out bag type situation. If you needed to get water from a stream, something like that. This 28 ounce Rad filter, the yellow one is the one that is for around home. Let me see if it actually says it in here. Okay, it's not saying it in here, but I have read it, and that's exactly what they do. So, but pretty cool little water filter for what it can do. Let me see. I think, what did I say this? 250 gallons. This little water bottle, 150 gallons. So it'll filter 150 gallons. That's quite a bit when you're thinking about an emergency type filter. This is not something you'd want to use on a daily basis. I wouldn't anyway. Maybe you would. Maybe some people are concerned about that stuff. So the one thing with these it's pretty tough to squeeze because it's got to go through this filter to get through there. Same thing with this Sawyer. It's, you know, you're talking some good suction action to get all that stuff through there, but that's because of what they do. So it's kind of something that is expected. With that, I want to get to this Jerrycan water filter. This is something that I've had for years now. It was sent to me from Hydro Blue to do a review on, and I fell in love with it. What this is, I will go through this, and then well, actually, let me get to the website here, and we'll go through, let me find it here. We'll go through what the specs for this are, and then I'll start taking it apart and show you. Hydro Blue Jerrycan water filter. This one is the virus-free pack. Oh no, this one isn't the virus-free package. The virus-free package has that third filter right there. This is just the regular one. Now this filter, basically, this is as close as I found that comes to a big Berkey water filter. And I'm not saying to, you know, you don't have to, even though this is a little expensive, it's not as expensive as the big Berkey. I think if you have the means and the choice, go with the big Berkey. But this is great for travel, great for bug out. It filters a lot of the same stuff that the big Berkey does, especially with this this other filter. Let me go to the water filters and show you. Unless this is the wrong page, maybe accessories. Yes, this is the hollow fiber replacement filter, and then this is the virus ultra filtration filter. Let me find the smaller one, the activated carbon filter. $10 for this filter. Trying to see here. I'm sure it says it here, but it's hard to read and not be silent for 5 minutes. But filters out quite a bit of different stuff. $10 for a replacement filter. I don't know. I'll have to look back into this later and see how many gallons that filters out. Actually, I believe it says it on the little package. So I'll tell you here in a second. And then you've got the hollow fiber filter, which is $32, and I think this one lasts a whole lot longer than that little one. But it's just a very cool water filter altogether. It's really rugged. Let me put this on the Jerrycan filter right here. It's really rugged. To me, it feels like like kids' toys used to be made, right? Real rugged. You could launch it across the room. It's going to bounce off something. It's not that cheap Walmart plastic that is going to break down after a few uses. Really strong, really durable, and they do sell the replacement parts if you do need them. With this filter, like I said, this small filter. The small filter right here, it says, and I don't think you can read it. I'm going to pull it over here and read it. Removes chemicals and pesticides from water, metals from water, increases water clarity, improves the taste, and filters 250 gallons. So this little filter right here will filter 250 gallons with the virus protection. This filter right here is the hollow fiber filter, and you can see that right there. How that hollow fiber setup works. So with these, let me move this out of the way so I can keep this over here. With these filters, you pull this bottom tab off and you just combine these right here. And then this tab comes, or this spigot comes off. And this goes in straight into that and locks in there. And then you put this spigot back on. I'm not going to go through the whole process and everything. And then this side, you just pump it, pressurize it, and then it comes through this end right here. And there's actually a hose. There's actually a hose that goes on this piece as well. This is a pretty cool little filter system. Also, what's kind of neat about this is the side panel is a place where you can store that virus filter if you don't need it on there all the time. So you can have that ready for you if necessary. So just a very cool little filter. I really like this thing. Like I said, it's not a It's not a replacement for the Berkey, I don't think. I think if you have the option, and I still may, like I said, I'm going to do that 5-gallon bucket method. But if you have the options, big Berkeys are just far and above everything. I mean, I can't say enough about them. So, and they've got a bunch of different sizes and all that. I mean, Berkey's just a great company. They've got so much information about all their stuff. But Hydro Blue also is, they haven't been around quite as long as Big Berkey, but they are up and coming and growing, and just a really good company. I've done a video on this, a full review on this in the past. So if you, after this video, just go type in Jerrycan on my channel, and this Jerrycan water filter will come up, and you'll see everything with that.